Let's talk a little bit about what's happened in the past year and what kind of trends we've seen happening down on the island. As we entered into 2009, quite honestly, there was a lot of apprehension about what this year was going to look like. As you know, we were sinking into a recession. There was a lot of problem with jobs. There was a lot of concern in the community and certainly in the nation. And so we were very, very concerned. We did a lot of research to find out what the pros were saying. And quite honestly, one of the gentlemen that we listened to very heavily is a guy named Peter Yesewich, who is really the guru of tourism research. And we asked Peter quite blankly, how's the year going to be? What are we looking at in 2009? What can we expect? The first words out of his mouth were, you have to understand that in 2009, flat is the new up, which means that if we can somehow struggle to near flat or to near trying to keep our numbers about the same, that will be great success. Well, those numbers have rang true as we go through the year, and for everybody who's been watching the economy and been watching what's going on in South Florida and other areas throughout the country, we know that a lot of people have been hit very, very hard. We just got our new summer numbers in, and quite honestly, we are delighted. The summer numbers seem to indicate that we actually had a few more people here this year than we did last year. Now, their spending patterns were completely different. As anybody who's associated with accommodations knows, there was a lot of very, very deep discounting that went on this summer in order to get people to this island. But what we found, which was very, very interesting and good for the island, is that those people came down and they spent almost the same amount of money that they did last year, even though they got their accommodations for anywhere from 10 to 15 to 25% less than they paid the year before. They came down to the island and they spent almost the same amount of money. Now, that's good news because that means they ate out, they went to the track, they did a lot of things on the island that perhaps they wouldn't have done. It also boded very well for our philosophy that said, we think that people, and we started and we worked the whole year based on this premise, and we think people are going to continue to come, especially for the summer season. Well, what they did was they came for spring and summer. Very, very good news for the island, very, very good for the business on the island.